Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Peak Power Live call. My name is Kara Flippin, Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide.
And my name is Nikki Westerfield, Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and we are super excited tonight for our amazing call. Just really quick before we get into our call, I just wanted to tell you guys a few things. One thing, we are going to be starting a new silver group. Anybody who is interested on our teams that wants to get in the silver group, we are going to walk you guys through getting to silver. And we're going to show you the steps that you need to do to get there. So if you guys are interested, make sure you get with me or Kara and let us know, and we will add you to the group. And we're going to be starting that really soon. So
I know we did this group in April, and we had a ton of new silvers on our team from the group.
Yes.
So we figured we'll do it again.
Yes, and it was so much fun, and I feel like people really got a good start off on like what to do, and keeping that with them going forth really, really helps. Another thing I want to let everybody know, on August 9th, we are going to have Sheila Medina on our call, and we're really, really super excited about that. If you guys don't know who she was Plexus's very first ambassador, very first. So we're really, really excited to have her on the call. She's amazing, and she's going to do some really good training for us. But I will go ahead and let Kara take it over.
We have Gold Ambassador Angie McCracken on our call tonight. She is like literally like a bundle of fun is what I think of whenever I think of Angie. She's just one of those people that make you feel good, and she is always just ready to inspire, and I'm really excited for what she's going to share. And I'm excited for her to share her story with you guys tonight too, because I mean it's really interesting how Plexus kind of landed in her lap and where she has come from. So Angie, we will just pass it over to you. If you don't care, share your story.
Hi everybody. So excited to be on the call tonight. I don't always get on every night when it's live, but I do always go back and watch the recording. So for those people that aren't on right now and that are coming back, it's okay. But I'm so happy for people that are here. I'm going to just start back when all this started for me. And I'm going to not work on that for a while. So I'm going to, if I say it, just yell at me. In 2009, there I go again. 2009, I went to Cancun and I had cosmetic surgery. And when I was there, I thought that was going to be the cure-all for everything. I got tummy tuck, breast lift augmentation, liposuction. I got a reduction. I got all kinds, like 5 surgeries in one. And while I was there, I was brought back to my person, or the lady that was taking care of me, her house, and I ended up ripping my tummy tuck stitches out, and I laid in the bed for about a day and a half before the doctor came over, and he was like, oh yeah, you ripped your tummy tuck stitches out. Brought me back to his office, re-sewed me up, which he should not have done, sent me back to the States about 3 days later, and then I went back to work on Tuesday. I got back on a Sunday, went back to work on a Tuesday, and my feet literally were like this big. My ankles were huge, and I walked into the office, and they were like, why are you here? And I said, because this is my first day back to work. And they said, goodbye, you're a liability, leave. And I ended up going to the doctor, and they said that I had sepsis, and I had to have, they should have like healed me from the inside out from my tummy tuck ripping, and they didn't. So I had to go back in for surgery. I was on a wound vac for 3.5 months. I was on high IV antibiotics for 3.5 months, which really killed my immune system. Now, I was skinny after I came back from Cancun because I'd had the tummy tuck, but I really killed myself on the inside because I had to have all those IV antibiotics. And once that happened and I was off those, then I became immune to everything. I had sinus infections every other week. I ended up having sinus surgery 6 months after all this started, and then I got pneumonia and I was in the hospital, and I mean this was a continuous battle because my immune system was so bad. Then I got to a point where I gained so much weight back, and my doctor was like, you'd be a great candidate for gastric bypass. I'm like, you're kidding me. It's not going to happen. I've gone all through all these surgeries and sinus surgery and pneumonia and all this stuff, and I was terrified. I had so much anxiety and so much depression. I just couldn't go out and do anything. I mean, my husband would schedule these little vacations, and I was afraid to go because I was so anxious, and I was depressed because I was afraid to be out in public. But my doctor talked me into it, and my insurance company said, okay, sure, go ahead. So in a month and a half after she said do it, I bit the bullet and said, let's have gastric bypass. Why not? Go again. So there I went. had the gastric bypass, started losing weight. I lost 60 pounds, and I got sick because my immune system never recovered from everything that happened to me before. So my mom, my mom who went through colon cancer, started singing Plexus to me, and I was like so mad. I was like, how dare you tell me that I need something else? You know, I just had cosmetic surgery, I've had gastric bypass. I mean, what else could I possibly do to my body to make me feel better? I am destined to be sick. I'm destined to be a couch potato. I'm destined to be right here all the time. And my mom goes, no, I promise. She goes, I keep watching this girl, Kara, on Facebook. You really need to get on and just check it out. Go see what Plexus is about. And so for my mom, because we always do what our moms tell us to, we don't. But when we get older, we do, because they know everything. And we know that now. But I went to this convention show, and lo and behold, there was a Plexus booth. So I walked up to the lady and I said, for my mom, can I please try this? They go, that's why we're here. So they had the little thimbles of pink drink, and I took a sip, and I went, that's it? Really? Wow, this is it? She said, yeah. So I said, okay, give me 2 of those 3-day trial packs. I'll take it home and I'll try it. Because, you know, it was on a Saturday or a Friday, I can't remember. Because when we always start our diet? On Monday. I waited till Monday. And Monday rolled around, and I just got my pink drink out. And at that time, I think it was the old accelerator that was still in the packages. So I was like taking the pink drink and the old accelerator. Thursday comes along. I, of course, had told my mom, I found the pink drink. I tried it. So Thursday, she's like, how's it going? I'm going, this is horrible. I said, it tastes fine, but I don't feel better. I haven't lost any weight. You know, I'm thinking it's this miracle thing that I should start losing, you know, like this, the way my mom was saying. It's going to be great. Nothing was happening. I said, I'm going to finish taking these 6 whatever, and then, you know, I'm going to go back to the couch. But on the 7th day, when I finished my packet, I stepped on the scale, and I lost 7 pounds. And I stepped back off, and I stepped back on, it said 7 pounds. I stepped back off, and I stepped back on, it said 7 pounds. Like, I lost 7 pounds in 6 days. And I was like, this is crazy. And so I said, okay, there's got to be something to this. So this was the end of October. So I talked to my mom. Mom, get a hold of this Kara girl and sign up, and then I'll sign up on you. She goes, well, I want you to sign up. You understand, my mother is the shyest person you will ever meet in your entire life. I'm not kidding. She has this little box we're going to talk about in a little bit. She will not step out of her little box. But I made her sign up because it was a strategic point for me to have her sign up above me, because I knew she was shy. And if anything that I could do to help my mom, because like I said, my mom had colon cancer. My mom is 66 now, so we've been in it 3 years ago when she was 63. I knew she was going to be retiring. She's still not retired yet. She's still working. I wanted a way to financially help her if this Plexus thing really worked. I said, so I put my mom in position that I could help her. So she signs up at the end of October. November 5th rolls around. I got on the phone. I'm sure Kara thought I was some nutcase. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, how do I get started? And she's like, yeah, you don't really have to buy the welcome kit if you don't want to. And I'm like, okay, I really don't have the money to do that, so I'm really not going to buy it, which I was such a fool because I should have. I mean, I poured that much money into my products anyway. But anyway, I started buying the product, and I did I think the accelerator and the slim, and then I started the X Factor and the BioCleanse. Because I had gastric bypass, my body absorbs differently than most people. My body does not absorb the way yours does. So the aloe vera and the X Factor help my body to absorb the nutrients in all the products so much better than, because I could not take like prenatal vitamins even before all this stuff. I could never take prenatal vitamins. I couldn't take them 1-a-days. They all made me nauseous. And this X Factor vitamin was the first vitamin I was not nauseous taking. So I started taking it, and then like I think it was December 15th, of course, I get a paycheck that says I made $46, and I know I probably shouldn't talk about it. I was like, whoa, Plexus is really a big thing. $46, woo, let's go. Yeah, Mom, I'm so glad I put you where I did. And then December came, January 15th rolled around, and I made $21, so I was even more excited. But I looked back, and I started sleeping better. And my pants, I was buying new pants every 2 weeks because I went from a size 14 to an 8. And
Wow.
I had energy. And the things that I was doing, and people were like going, what are you doing? So January rolls around, of course, New Year's resolutions, and people are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just drinking this pink stuff. And I started singing, and I had no idea. I mean, I think Kara was still like 6 months in, and I was getting on the Monday night. I think we had Monday night calls with Show Me Plexus, where I'd get in call in and stuff, but I would get on that call, and I'd be like, okay, people are asking me. I got to figure out what I'm supposed to be telling them. I just said, go to my website, go order. This is what you should order. And at that time, they didn't have the triplex combo, but I was sending people there. And by February, my paycheck was $315, and I went, okay, there's something to this, because it took 3 months for me to realize, okay, I'm feeling better. Okay, my pocketbook's feeling better. There really is something to this. And I went, voila. And then it just started steamrolling from there. And I went to convention. That was my first year. I went to convention, and I came back, and I worked at a real estate agent. And my real estate agent, I had posted on Facebook. She was my Facebook friend. And I said, at the end of the year, I'm going to be full-time Plexus. And life has gotten in the way, and that's okay. You know, God has a plan for each and every one of us. And I believe God had this plan for me, that whatever it is, however long it takes me to get where I'm going to go this route. This is how, I mean, I don't know, my office is pink. I'm working on it. I'm still getting it. I mean, I'm getting myself in a position because we just moved to Cape Coral, but God has put me in this position. So I go to convention, I come back, and my boss is like, so you need to decide, are you going to do this Plexus thing, or are you going to work for me? And I looked at her and I said, really? Because Plexus hasn't bounced a check in the last 3 paychecks to me like you have. I get paid regularly, monthly on them, and you've bounced 3 of my paychecks. I think I'm going to go to Plexus. And I quit my job that day, and I started working Plexus. And then, of course, I've done other things because I wasn't full-heartedly into it. I mean, I am for myself, and I'm not a pushy person. I'm not the person that's going to go, hey, Nikki, I really think you should try this. Hi, Nikki, I know it's Tuesday, and it was yesterday that I talked to you, but I really think you should really get on this with me. Oh, Nikki, guess what? It's Tuesday afternoon. I really think we should. I don't do that. I'm not a pushy person. I'm not going to call you every 2 hours or every other day. I'm just not that person. I think that if people watch me and they know that I'm sincere, and people realize that I'm sincere and I'm real, they're going to go, okay, I want what you got. I had a person tell me a long time ago with my kids that I need to have a light shine out of me, that when people look at me, they're going to go, I want what you have. And at that moment, she was telling me that Jesus, because she knew that I was a believer, and she knew that if people saw Jesus in my heart, the way that I lived it, people would say, I want what you have. And now people look at me and they say, I want what you have, not just because of Jesus, but they say, what is this pink drink? I mean, there's 2 reasons people are going, I want what you have. And it all goes back to God for me, because God says, I want you to be prosperous. I want you to be healthy. I want you to have a life worth living, because that's why I sent my son to the cross. So I really believe that all of this is a God thing. So I quit my job. I started cleaning houses. That was probably the worst thing I've ever done on my body after going to cosmetic surgery and everything, because I don't think I ever want to clean houses again. I'm going to hire somebody to do mine from now on. But I'm waiting tables because we just moved to Cape Coral. But I know a lot of people post in garage sale sites. I guess I'm afraid of those. That's something I need to step out of my comfort zone. But I'm afraid to get in jail. I don't want to be in jail because I like my Facebook too much. I'm just not.
I've been posting in garage sale sites for 3 years and have yet to get in jail.
Knock on wood, Kara.
I get it, but I'm just saying, you got to be strategic about it, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Well, then y'all have to teach me how to do this, because I'm terrified of garage sales. And you know what? It's funny. And I think it's the mindset from where I'm from. We're territorial beings. And I see people posting in Cape Coral garage sale sites. I'm like, why? You're in BFE, Texas. Why are you down here messing with people that I need to be, and it used to be me. It's not anymore. I mean, and I know people that are like that, and I'm like, let them do it, because you know what? I'm going to come across that person. They're going to, I saw that on this website, but you're local, and you're going to start talking to me. And I do. I mean, the job that I do, I wait tables, and I talk to people every day. I say, I do this, and then I have an at-home business. Oh, what's your at-home business? Oh, I have a healthcare business. It's called Plexus. What's Plexus? And then we get into it. And, that's a great thing about me, because I'm a talker. Somebody asked me the other day, where are you from? Because you're not from Florida. You talk way too fast. Yeah, I'm from Indiana. And I said, I'm just trying to get all the information in so you don't go, oh, I don't know what she's talking about, but I do. I talk a lot, and when I came back from my first convention, I know that you guys asked me to say, how am I so bold, and how do I step out my comfort zone? Well, I'm going to tell you, I was so anxious, and I used to be like this. My mom, like I told you, my mom's a shy person. When she was in high school, she had to give an oral speech, and she was terrified to death, and her government teacher said, come out in the hallway, and you can just give it to me one-on-one. Well, when I got to high school, he was the same government teacher that I had. And I said, you had my mom in high school. And he's like, who was your mom? I'm like, Nancy Neiman. He goes, yeah, I don't see it. Because here I am. My mom was like this. So I've always been that outgoing, talkative person. So after all of the surgeries and everything that I had that caused me to be a couch to potato and not want to be out and nervous and depressed and anxious, I came back from convention and I found myself again. And I was standing in line one day, and I remember them saying, step out of your box, because we all live in this little box. We all have a box that we live in, and we get to the edge. A lot of us will get to the edge, and we won't go any further. Well, taking your foot and stepping over that edge is what's going to push you further. I remember standing in line at Walgreens when I came back from convention, and this lady, when you're at Walgreens, you guys all are around Walgreens, right? Is there Walgreens around you? And they have this thing, IC3. Have you ever heard them say IC3? You ever hear that? Okay, listen for it next time. You're going to hear, I'm teaching you something. I used to work at Walgreens. When you're in line and there's like 6 people, you're going to hear the cashier say IC3. That means there's more than 3 people in line and they need to open another register. Well, I was number 4 and there was a lady standing behind me. So I'm like, man, this line is awful long. And she said, yeah. And I said, oh, we're standing here. Can I ask you a question? Because they hadn't said the IC3 yet. She's like, sure. I said, do you know anybody that has diabetes, fibromyalgia, migraine headache, blah, 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 blah. And I started spewing all over her, of course. She goes, well, you just named 6 of the things that I'm dealing with. Really? I said, oh, let me tell you about my product. And that was just coming back from convention. I was so excited. You know, I couldn't wait to spill my Plexus vomit all over her. So I gave her my card, and away I went, and I dropped the ball. I didn't get her information. So I stepped out of my box. I was able to be bold and confront somebody, but you got to go that step further. Even though you've stepped over the line, you've got to make your box a little bigger now. So now you're going to ask people for their information. And I was listening to Brian Carruthers on my way to work today, and he was saying, I found a way to tell people, like, I say, hey, go listen to this link tonight, you know, and then why don't you give me your phone? I want you to call me at 8:25 when that's over, and give me your phone number, because I don't normally take phone calls from telephone numbers that I don't know. So if you give me your number, then I'll be looking for it when you call me. That's a really great idea, because I don't take phone calls from people I don't know either. So I'm like, that's a great idea. Why don't you give me your phone number so when you call me, I'll know to be looking for your phone call. Another way that I tell people is like, look, if I don't have a business card on me, which I always do, but sometimes I run out. I just ran out of my last business card. You care if I get your email and your telephone number, and I just plug it right in my phone, like in my notes or whatever. I said, you know, when I get home, I'm going to email you my Plexus link, and I'll send you an email. And then in about a week, I'll send them another email. And then I'll call them and say, okay, you know, like I said, I'm not a pushy person, but I'll call them and say, you know, if you have any questions, I'm always here. And I always ask them if they're on Facebook, because I'm in Facebook. I'm in their face in Facebook. They can eventually hide me, delete me, or whatever. But if I'm like, are you on Facebook? Great, give me your phone. And I'll have them add me while I'm standing right there, or I'll add them. And then we become, you know, Facebook friends. I'm in their face. I have their email. I have their phone number. And eventually, and some, like, for me, a lot of people take 6 to 8 months before they go, okay, I'm ready. Like I said, I'm not a pushy person. And they'll come see me. And it's by word of mouth, too. People go, hey, we just bought a house, and I am on OfferUp and Let Go and Craigslist and all these different things that are local places where I can buy things for my new house. And so I bought a pool thing for my deck for my pool, and the lady says, what do you do? And I said, well, I work at Duffy's and I have my at-home business. What's your at-home business? I told her, and she's like, oh, my sister and I are looking to lose weight. Great. When I come back, I'll bring you a slim stick. I brought her a slim stick. She's added me on Facebook. We added friends from OfferUp. She added me on Facebook, and she's like, I'm going to order tomorrow. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll have a new customer. I'm going to follow up when I get off work with her. But I'm like, okay, I'm just so excited that I'm meeting all these people, and that's my goal, because I like to have relationships and build relationships. I like I said, I know a lot of people do the garage sale, and I'm going to learn how to do that, but I like building relationships with the people that I meet. I want to be in their face, one-on-one, all the time. I'm like, hey, here I am. And by being bold, I don't know if it could have been Rita Davenport that said, when you're talking to somebody and they go, oh, well, I've got so many people at work that are either doing Herbalife or Thrive or all these other things, and I look at them and we start talking, and they'll get defensive over their product. I'm like, you know, that's okay. I was just checking to see if you were going to be right to be on my team, but I see you're not. So it's okay. Go ahead, and I'll turn around and walk away. Wait a minute. Wait, what do you mean am I right? You know, you got your own thing going on. I don't really think that you're right for my team. So it's okay. You know, maybe we'll – and they're like kind of offended that I don't think that they're right for my team. I'm not trying to offend them. But, you know, I put it out there that I know that my products are good. I know we've been around a while, and I know they do what they say they do. And eventually they do come back around, and I wait for that. And I think patience is one thing that God has taught me because I haven't always been patient. My kids will be happy to tell you. Come here, Hannah. Hannah's been dying to come in. She's one of our newest ambassadors, and she's been dying to, I mean, she'll tell you how impatient I've been. When they were all little and I was like, come on, we gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. We were always a dance team or this or that, and they all danced, all three of them. Say hi, Hannah.
Hi.
Hi.
So I had 3 kids on dance team. We danced every night, Monday through Friday, from about 5 to 9:30 at night. Saturdays was dance or competition weekend. We were always on the go, but I was impatient. Come on, let's go. Do you have your stuff? Do you have this? I mean, I have learned patience through raising 3 children. So I don't mind sitting back and waiting for you to go, oh, okay, I get it. I'm ready to try. I don't mind patience because that's something, I think patience is a virtue. I think God has given me that little gift to go, okay, I can wait for you because I know that when you get it, you're going to get it and it's going to explode. So so that was like 2 things that you guys, how am I doing so far? Am I okay?
Yeah, you're doing good.
Okay. Am I talking too fast?
A bit.
Okay, let me real quick. You guys said 3-way calls. How do you get your newbie and your potential
You're
plug?
always really good about getting those 3-way calls scheduled, and whether it's with like your potentials or stuff like that. I'm maybe not all of them, but I know there's a lot of them that you know, you get them on.
Well, I truly believe that having a third party to help be accountable, and I love 3-way calls. I love the fact that I can go, hey Hannah, I need you to get on this call with Kara and I because Kara is going to tell you things. I can tell. I'm going to use my daughter for example. I can tell my daughter all day long, you need to start doing this. You need to start doing this, doing this. She's not going to listen to me. She's like any other newbie that I have under my team because I'm their mom. Everybody calls me their mom. But when I have that third-party validation like Kara or, you know, even Thera or even Nikki, if I get one of you guys to go, hey, you really do this. Like, I'm using Hannah, really, for example. She's going to be a senior this year. I'm so glad she's right here because you guys can tell her yes.
Oh, God.
She's going to be a senior this year, and she has 2 hours a day that she's going to be going to school. What did we get at convention? A black Plexus backpack, correct? What does she need for school? A backpack. She's an ambassador. Backpack, Plexus, business cards, samples. Hello. She's going to be at school all day long with these teachers. She's going to be able to tell them.
Love it.
I'm trying just to help her build her business. But, you know, getting that third-party accountability is detrimental to everybody because, like I do, I've got my Pokemon guy. I got a Pokemon guy. I'm calling my Pokemon guy. He's like, I'm going to do Plexus. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do my Plexus. And then Pokemon comes out, and everything's Pokemon this, Pokemon that. He hasn't bought his welcome pack yet. I can't get him nailed down for my 3-way call. I'm going to just have Kara email him. I'm just going to say, Kara, you need to email Dustin and say, Dustin, get off the Pokemon and let's get on this 3-way call because, again, he's not listening to Mom. But when that 3-way call, they're ready to put their goals into place. They're ready to go, okay, somebody said this is what's going to happen. We just talked to Ann out in Texas, and she had a lot of questions. And it was great because there were questions that I wasn't sure. And now Ann and Kara actually have another connection besides Plexus, homeschooling. So there may be something when you get somebody on a 3-way call that you don't know until you get them on, and they're going to make a connection where, and I think it's great because whether we believe it or not, life goes on around us. We may want to do Plexus, 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 but for right now, I have to do a little bit of other work, and while I'm at this other work, I need to have my backup, my cheerleaders to go, hey, I'm here if you need me. And that's what Kara has been super, super humongous cheerleader for me to go, and even my downline, Kathy, Tabitha, you know, when I've called on them, they've been right there to go, yes, I will help you, whatever, and they jump in. And I'm so thankful for 3-way calls. And even with their team, I've done 3-way calls with them, you know, getting on there and helping them know that we're all one big team, that it's not just me out to do what's best for me. I'm out to help you succeed because when you succeed, I succeed. So we're all a success story when we all get in together with that. So that's my 3-way call there. Personal development. Let me go there. Personal development. If you're not growing, if you're not learning, you're not growing. And I have to tell you, that is a biggie. I'm going to show you my little stack of books here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Hold on. Let's see. There's a stack of. Can you see my books?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. I'm going to start down here. This is my Bible. This is two Bibles, actually. This is Harper Lee. It was Ghost of the Watchman. It's the sequel to To Kill a Mockingbird. I will tell you about that in a minute. Then I've got Rita Davenport's Funny Side Up, Brian Carruthers' Building Your Empire, 1 Minute Success Stories, Raving Fans, The Slight Edge, and Rock Your Network. And then, of course, I have the new Plexus product catalog. Why do I have so many books? Okay, bye. Why do I have so many books? First of all, let me tell you why I have Harper Lee's Go Set a Watchman. Because I believe that as much as we read and fill our brains with knowledge, we've got to have some little outlet to go into a fantasy world to enjoy something that's not just working on always making our brain bigger. Sometimes you have to have a release. So I read all those books. I mean, today I might read a little bit of Funny Side Up. Tomorrow I might read some Raving Fans. Today I might start with The Slight Edge and move into Raving Fans and then move into Go Set a Watchman. But I read them all. I know you guys think but sometimes I get bored with one and go, okay, I've had enough of this reading and building my brain. I've got to go into my fantasy world and just let my brain relax a little bit. So that's why I have all those. I've got my Bibles because I always like to start my day with my devotional. I always like to end my day with a little Bible because I think God is the reason that I am where I am. He could have taken me home at any time from 2009. I begged him to take me home in 2009 because I didn't want to be a burden on my family anymore. And without him, I wouldn't be here today. I truly believe that it's because of the grace of God that I am where I am and doing what I am today. So I believe that I start my day with God and I end my day with God. And all those other little books, even a little bit of time that I use to take a break, is all personal development and growing and making myself a better person. Because if I'm not learning, I'm not growing. And if I'm not growing, I'm stagnant. If I always do what I always did, I'm always going to get what I always got. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be doing the same thing all the time. I want to be doing more stuff. And with Plexus, I've done so much more stuff. It's funny. My husband does Plexus like this. Boop, 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 boop. Like, he'll start it, and he doesn't consistently do it. I'm trying to do it quietly so he doesn't hear me. But if he would stay, like, consistent all the time and he promoted his business more, he can make it grow and things would get bigger and better. Stop it. And I think that he sees, and he really is my biggest supporter. He does support me in everything I do. I mean, he wouldn't have signed up. He signed up under me when it was still allowed to have your spouse sign up under you. I was grandfathered into that. So he is my ambassador, my personal ambassador, and I'm so thankful because we signed Hannah up under him, and we're going to build this as a business together, and he's coming along for the ride. And he will tell you we've done more things because Plexus has supplemented an income that we never had than anything before. It has let us go on vacations. I mean, he went to Vegas with me this year, which we weren't planning on him going, but he got to go. And when he was ready to party at nighttime, I was like, no, it's time for bed because I got to go back to Plexus convention tomorrow. So here's out to party. And I was like, okay, it's okay. But we've done so much because of Plexus, and I really think when you get them on your team and you get your spouse to be involved with everything you do, I think that helps with your personal development too, because my husband and I will be married 23 years come October. We've been together since 1993. We met in January 1993. He went to the Army in June of 1993, and then we got married in October of 1993. So that was a very short courtship, but it's been 23 years, and it's going to have like at least 53 more before he dies, unless I kill him. I don't think I'll kill him. I think he's going to stick around. But and he supports everything I do, and I think he prayed when I was praying to God for God to take me home. He was praying for God to not take me home. He was praying for me to stay here because we have family to raise. We have grandbabies that will come. Not now, nobody's pregnant yet, but someday I'm going to have grandbabies, and I'm excited about that. And and he knew that that's what God's intentions were for us, not just for him or for me. He knew it for us, that we were going to build this together. So I really think that that's a big deal. So he keeps me motivated. My kids keep me motivated. I think my kids, even though they give me a hard time, they tell me I'm old. I'm only 45 years old. People don't think I'm 45. When they look at my son, they go, "That's your son? You're old enough to have a son that old?" I have a 25-year-old. My son's 21. I'm like, yeah, I found the fountain of youth. That's another little way for me to get in when they tell me I look young. It's called Plexus, and it's a pink drink, and it's amazing. Do you want some? So, that all the time. So, I mean, those are the things that I think if you're investing in yourself, if you stay positive. I just listened to Sarah Marble before we got this link, and one of her things was, what did she say? It There's two things that she said that made me. Relational reinforcement is key when you surround yourself with cheerleaders of positivity, which I think is, I mean, if you're around positivity, you're going to be positive. You can't let anything else bring you down. And when you focus only on what you can control and you forget everything else, that's how, and I try that. Today was a bad day at work at my job, because I let other things that I couldn't control start to bring me down. And then I came home and I went, none of that is important. This is what's important, being here with my family, so why did I let that get to me? And just hearing Sarah Marble say that, focus only on what you can control and forget everything else, that was like a no-brainer, you know. And the negativity, and I hate Debbie Downers. Debbie Downers, I just have to walk away from them. Okay, whatever, have a great day. Because you come across them and you're like, you know, as much as I try to lift you up, you're only going to want to lift yourself up. So, I mean, if you like living in Debbie Downerville, you go right ahead, because I like to live in uppity upville, and that's where I'm going to go and stay. And so that's, I just love the fact that Plexus has changed me so much to be the positive person that I was, because I used to not be, and the light shines inside my heart and outside, and everybody sees that, and they go, I want what you got, and that's what I want. It's not material things. It's not that I have a mansion. It's not that I drive a Cadillac. It's not that I have, you know, safety deposit box full of bonds and everything. It's the fact that what I have, and I live the life that I live because God intended that for me, and I can share that with people. So, and Plexus has been the avenue for me. So that's it.
That is awesome. And I'm just going to add, if you are that Debbie Downer that she was talking about, get the personal development that she was talking about. Just back her up on that.
It's so funny because I feel like personal development is so important. Like, I don't know. When I'm around a bunch of negative people, like, I notice it's contagious. So staying away from that is key to happiness.
And I'll tell you, like, I know when Rita Davenport, she was at Leadership Retreat. I wanted to get this book from her last year, and then I didn't get it, and then I got it this year, and I started reading it. And like I said, I read a little bit, and then I'll read a little bit of this. But this, she's funny. I mean, if you need just to release your brain, read some of her. 1 Minute Success Secrets for Women. This is a great, I mean, you can read 2 little pages, like in between getting out of your car. I mean, I put it in my purse, so I'll read, like, before I go to work. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do today. I'll read 1 success minute. And then The Slight Edge. If you guys don't have this book yet, this is amazing. It gives you, everybody wants that slight edge, that what's that one thing that puts you over everything else? It's this book right here, and this is amazing. So I'm halfway, I try to go slow with this because I want to read everything and grasp everything, but I mean, you can't just stick with one book. You got to do it all, and to do that, you may have to read a little bit here, a little bit there, but eventually you'll get through all of it. But those books are pouring into me, and hopefully I'm pouring out with it, so.
That's one thing I know that Les Brown says that he started doing way back when, is committing to reading at least 30 pages a day. And now he's 71 years old and he's still reading 30 pages a day, because he just said, like, you've always got to keep growing. And he is he is super successful, and people go to him to be inspired and uplifted and advice in their careers and what they're doing. And he is still reading his 30 pages a day to continue to grow. So it doesn't matter. Like, I feel like we're never going to know it all. There's just too much.
We're never. And I'll tell you, when you're positive, some people don't like you. Just believe that. You're going to have people that are jealous of you, and they get mad at you, and they're like, why is she so happy? Don't let that bring you down, because when you do, when you start second-guessing the fact that you're happy and you're positive, then you're hurting yourself. So when they're mad at you or they're jealous and they're upset, you go, okay, have a great day, and move on. Don't let them bring you down.
Kindness kills.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. So just keep on keeping on, right, Kara?
There you go.
Well, thank you so much for being on here with us tonight. It's about time to wrap it all up. So we will be back next week, and we're excited about Sheila Medina. And remember that she mentioned the Step It Up to Silver group that we are going to be starting. It'll probably start at the 1st of August. We'll let you know for sure dates. Nikki and I are planning on working on that group tomorrow together. So, but we just wanted to make sure that you guys knew about it. So if you have a goal to get to silver, you can get in touch with us so we can help you achieve those goals. So we hope that you guys have an incredible week.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you, Angie, so much for being on our call.
Welcome. It was fun.
Night, ladies.
Night.